Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you guys two of the palettes I purchased from Colourpop recently. They are not new, but if you guys are interested in seeing swatches, and I did use one of the palettes today, so I don't have a real good opinion on the palettes yet, but I wanted to show you guys some swatches and go over with why I purchased them. So anyway, today I am wearing the Colourpop Yes Please eyeshadow palette, which I'm going to show you on my eyelids today. The only thing I pulled in from another palette was the brow bone and inner corner shades. I put a little bit of white on the inner corner, but I also have a gold color from Colourpop from this palette in there, and a matte brow bone shade. If you guys are curious, on my lips I am wearing Sonia Kashuk Pinky Nude. This is a velvety matte lip crown. I don't know if these are still available. I purchased it on clearance at Target. So the first thing I noticed with these palettes when I opened them that I don't hear a lot of people talk about are the shadow sizes. I think I did hear someone talk about them before, but I couldn't remember who it was. But yeah, no one really talks about the fact that they're going to be like half the size of the regular Colourpop shadows. Which makes sense because you're paying $16 for a full palette when 4 shades would cost you, well, 12 to 16 depending on the promotion. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys the regular shade. Okay. Here's a Colourpop press shadow, and here is the size of the ones in the palette. It's not anything I was disappointed in. I was just kind of took back by it because I don't really hear a lot about the shadow sizing being different. These are 0.03 ounces each, or 0.85 grams. These are 0.03 ounces, and these are 0.05 ounces, or 1.5 grams versus 0.85 grams. So you are getting more product in the single press shadows. So you are getting more product in the single press shadows versus in the palettes. So, but you do get a good variety in the palettes. The one thing, I do like this palette. I did use it today. I haven't used the other one yet. And this is a Yes Please palette. I'm sure you guys have seen it a million times. If you're looking on the back, it shows all the shades. This is the positioning of the palette, so you just turn it around and that's the order of the shades. Like this is left and this is the right. It's not the one right in front of it, if that makes any sense, because I was trying to figure out the color names. So like full zip is here, but the name for it's over here on the back. So yes, the only thing I dislike, I like the other palette, but this one, the packaging was like, I used this once and you can see like it's very hard to clean too. It's very tough. Anyway, I'm going to go over the swatches and I'll attempt to tell you guys the names. So we're going to start with Full Zip, Big Cocktails, Champs, and Bling. So the first shade is a great base shade. It's Full Zip. It's like a very pale beige. If you have a darker skin tone, this could be a great brow bone or in a corner shade. But for me, because it matches my skin very well, this is a great base shade for me. Next is Big Cocktails, which is an orangey peachy matte. It comes up very orange on my skin tone or dark skin tone. It will come up more of a peachy shade, but this is still a great transition shade. I did use this today. This I used all over the lid to set my primer, and then this I used for my part of my crease. Next we have Champs. Which is a peachy pink, which I did use as a transition. It comes up more as a peachy shade on me. This would probably be a good base shade if you have a medium skin tone. And then we have Bling, which is a beautiful warm toned reddish bronze shimmer shade, which is a great lit shade. And then we have Louis, which is a little bit lighter than that last shade. I use this all over my lips today. Butter Cake, which is a beautiful gold. It's this is a perfect gold in my opinion. It does remind me of Half Baked from the Urban Decay palette. I don't know if they're dupes, but it does remind me of this. I use this on my inner third today in my inner corner. Next we have Spoiled, which is a matte red. I used this on my outer V today. It does blend very well, even though it does come up a bit powdery. Then we have GNO, which is a warm chestnut brown. This will be a great transition for medium skin tones or an outer V shade for light skin tones. Next we have Mischief, which is the matte yellow. I had trouble getting this to show up. I think if I did a white base, it would show better. I tried to do my inner third and layer it on top of one of the other shades, and it didn't work very well. But I think on a white base this will be beautiful. Then we have Note to Self, which is a lighter warm brown shade. Also a great transition shade. Then we have Chauffeur, which is a beautiful light shimmery orange shade. Last but not least is French Kiss, which is a warm brown, which is a warm dark brown matte. That is probably not a color I would use, but it would be great to smoke up your eye look. Those are all the swatches of the Yes Please palette. They are a bit powdery. The swatches, I would say, don't do them justice. They do perform very well. Do not leave a lot of fallout on your face, but they do kick up a lot of powder in the palette, so you will go through these quicker. Just keep that in mind when you're using this palette. If you're somebody who has one palette and you're going to use it, you probably get through this one in 6 months just because it is very powdery. The reason I bought this palette is because I actually sold my Morphe 3502. I only used it about 5 times. I didn't like the bottom 2 rows at all. They were too dark for me, which is fine. I just don't use like really dark shades. I found that I wasn't touching it. I was using like 4 or 5 colors and that was it. So I wanted to get something that I would use more of the colors up. There were a lot of these dark brown and like really dark mauve reds, and I wasn't really a huge fan of it, so I didn't sell that palette, and this was my replacement for it. This one is smaller, takes up less space in my drawer. I'm like more likely to use it. I feel like when I have way too many options that I get overwhelmed and I do not want to use the palette, so I find that this one's a perfect size for me, and I will be able to get a lot of looks and a lot of use out of this palette, and not waste things. I don't ever throw anything away. If it's still fairly new, I will sell it. If it's a little bit older, I will give it away to friends and family. I don't just throw things away ever. I don't know if I mentioned in this video, but they did create a Snupps account. I am not affiliated with Snupps in any way. I saw a few videos about it a long time ago, and I created shelves on there that have my lipsticks with swatches on my eyeshadow palettes. I haven't done all the swatches for my eyeshadow palettes, but one day I will. I have all my nail polishes on there and swatches. So if you guys are interested, you can follow me on Snupps. I'll put it down below. The only reason I am talking about it now is because I finally started using it, and it's very helpful when I'm shopping at the store. And I'll be looking at lipsticks and I'll be like, hey, I don't need any more of this mauve color. I have 14 million of this mauve color, or nail polishes. I literally buy the same lipstick and the same nail polish color. It's a mauve, beautiful mauve blush tone, 10 different mauve blush tone lipsticks and 10 different mauve blush tone nail polishes. It's like, why do I buy the same thing? I love that color, that's why I buy it, but I need to look when I'm shopping, and the thing is, I won't return it after I open it because I feel like it's wasteful and it's just going to get thrown in the trash. I don't know, that's my mindset. Anyway, off that tangent, I'm going to show you guys the next palette. I love this packaging more because it has not just the color is beautiful, because it has this metallic finish. It's not matte, and it won't get dirty as easily. It has the shades on the back, just like the other one, and this is the double Entendre palette. If you guys want to see a photo, I do have it up on Snupps as well. So, first color is Locked and Loaded, which is a ivory shade. This is a good all over shade to set your primer with, or if you have a darker skin tone, this could be a great grab on highlight. Can't see it on me. There we go. Uninhibited, which is a beautiful, next we have Uninhibited, which is a beautiful bronzy gold, and I feel like anyone can wear this shade. This is a beautiful all over lid shade. Then we have Hot Ball, which is an odd color. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a matte brown with shimmer in it. I don't really like the matte shades with shimmer in it, so I probably won't use that except like on my lower lash line or to smoke out my outer corner, but it's not something I would use on a regular basis. I was hoping that I could layer this one up and the shimmers would show and be beautiful over like one of the other warmer brown shades in here, but it doesn't layer up because this matte brown underneath is so strong that you can't really see the shimmer very well either. So it might be an great all over like smoky lid shade. Then we have a Flasher, which is a little bit lighter than Locked and Loaded, and it has a shimmer in it, and this would be great for an inner corner highlight or brow bone shade. Then we have Naked, which is Nekkid. I don't know why, but they like very pale pink. It's like a warm tone peach pink, which would be a great transition for lighter skin tones. Could be a pretty inner corner shade if you have a medium to dark skin tone, or if you use a very good base on a lighter skin tone, you can use it as an inner corner shade as well. One is Extracurricular. Next we have Hard, which is a warmer tone like burgundy brown matte. Very beautiful. I would use that as an outer corner shade or a liner shade. Then we have Draft, which is a little bit of a darker bronze shade, a beautiful lid color. Colourpop literally hits it out of the park with these metallic and shimmer shades. I have singles from them and I prefer them over their mattes. Next is Keep It PG, which is a beautiful pale gold, leaning more towards champagne. This would be a great inner corner shade for pretty much any skin tone. It's very beautiful and I think it would show up well. Next is a warm lighter brown shade, and it's called Nip Slip. I don't like that name, but the color is pretty. It'll be a great transition for most eye looks. There we go. Then we have Send Noodles, which is a very light beige, which would be a great transition on lighter skin tones or a brow bone shade on darker skin tones. And last we have Teddy Bear, which in my opinion is a little bit cooler, toned. Dark brown, which is great to smoke out any look and darken the lower lash line. So those are all the swatches of the Double Entendre palette. I find that the shimmer shades are a standout, but the mattes do blend beautifully. There's just don't swatch as well. I even think this would be a great combination with the Yes Please palette, even though this is still warm, but it's a little bit cooler than the Yes Please. I think these two would actually perform well together. Or separate, whatever you prefer. Oh god, I can't show you guys. There is a lot of lighter shades in here, like all these are fairly light, all these are light, that one's light, those are light. So, so if you do have a medium to dark skin tone, you may want to pass on this one. Maybe purchase the Yes Please, because there are a lot of shades that will show up on medium to dark skin tones. I find at least this would show up better. There's still a lot of light shades in here. There are palettes from Colourpop that have a lot of dark shades. Come out smoky on my eyes because I am very pale. But if you want to create a very natural, light look, this is a very beautiful palette, and you can smoke it up with some of these darker shades. But this is, if you do not want a neutral palette, I would not go for this one. I would go for something like the Yes Please. They have so many palette options. There's something for everyone, which I am glad. Colourpop is very inclusive and also a very good price, especially for the quality. You're paying a lot less than these items are worth because the quality is amazing. I have a lot of high-end palettes, and I find that these perform well. I have their shadows. I've only used this palette once, but I find that their shadows perform just as well as any high-end shadows that I do own. So yes, that's it. I know these have been out for a while, but I hope you enjoyed my opinions on these palettes and my swatches and how I would use these colors. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you later.